So today we're looking at the Solana charts. If you were already here previously in the morning and you've just returned, I say thank you. Already we traded the London session. It was a bit boring, nothing was happening. So we're back now trading the New York session. So let's just expand on the 4 hours chart, see where we are. I hope you can see that, everything all good. So basically, here on Solana, we've touched at about $100 and we've obviously been going down. We are now currently at about $85. We've hit this trend line multiple times now, here and there and here. If you remember what we discussed in the morning session, we were expecting price to do something similar to this. Let's see if we could pull that up. Save that. We're expecting price to, pull right to the top of this channel at about $100. But we also were discussing that we need to look out, because this is obviously crypto, and in crypto, price doesn't like to move unless some sort of liquidity has been taken, unless some sort of manipulation has happened. So due to that, we're expecting price to do something more like this, like sort of create some sort of liquidity, take out those who are eager to long, about possibly about here, and then reverse to the top side. That's what we discussed in the morning. So we're expecting price to create some sort of liquidity around here, take out the liquidity, and then head up to the top side. So if you just join in, we're expecting price to do this, engineer some liquidity. We discussed this in the morning session. Take out the liquidity. Take out the liquidity there. Take out the liquidity here. And then with that liquidity it's just taken, zoom right back. If that makes sense. Because this is crypto. Crypto trading is different from indices. Obviously the logic and things still applies, but some certain things needs to be changed around crypto. In crypto, the market would only move after it's taken liquidity, or if it's in a bull market, that it will just go. But when you're normally trading, it wants to create liquidity. And judging by this, you can see there's liquidity down these lows. You can see there's liquidity down these lows due to this, because a lot of people are going to put their stop loss right here. It knows this. The market manipulators, they know this. They're going to give you something to work with so they can manipulate you and take your money. That's what they do best. They've been doing this for years. They're very good at it. They're exceptional at this because they've been doing this for so long. They know how to take your money. Taking your money is easy for them. So when it comes to crypto trading, now I could give you a tip with this, because this is what I usually do. If you know they're trying to take your money, if you know they're trying to manipulate you and take your money, you just sit it out. You wait until the manipulation has occurred before you enter that trade. When you feel like this is the right trade, let me get in. Don't get in. Act like you've gotten into the trade. Like, you could put a dummy trade so that you put your stop loss, because they're going to hunt for that stop loss and you're going to watch it in real time. You're going to watch them in real time, hunt for your stop loss and take your stop loss out. And then the trade would go the direction that you already thought it was going to go. So if we're not going straight up, they will engineer some sort of, liquidity grab around here and then shoot straight up. That's why I envision is going to happen. Now, someone's asking me like what crypto to be looking out for, like when the bear market is over and stuff like that. Because if you can see, this is a day chart of Solana, and as you can see, we've been heading down all the way from 252. We've just been going down from 252. We've literally just been going down. Now, if you take a look at ZEC, if you take a look at this chart, while every other crypto is going down, this chart is moving on strong. ZEC is moving on strong. For those of you who don't know, this is a privacy token. They've been around for so many years. They've been around like since the days of Bitcoin Gold. ZEC has been around. And look, while every other coin is going down, this coin is still remaining strong. So what does that tell you? That tells you that when the bull market takes off, this is going to run. This is going to run. This is going to fly when the bull market takes off. But anyway, that's just by the way. I'm not trying to promote them or anything. I was just bringing this coin to your attention. Because look at this. Look at this. In a bear market, it's attempting all-time highs. In a bear market, it's attempting all-time highs. And it's not like it's a token that just came out from nowhere. It's not like it's a token that came out from yesterday. This token has been around for like 10 years. So keep an eye on that. Let's go back to Solana. Now let's remove all drawings, because this is called dirty charts, clean money. The charts are always messy. Charts is always dirty, Chart is always dirty. If you have a token you want me to look at, just let me know. Let's look at the granddaddy of them all, BTC. Matter of fact, let's have a look at it with Brave. Let's have a look at it here. So this is Solana on the 15-minute time frame. This is so on the 15-minute time frame. And for those of you who don't know, those of you that are just joining the live, I always stick a LOX algo on most of my trades, just to help me keep things in perspective. because I like to know what session I'm trading, even though you know what session you're trading, but it just makes things just easier. You can see, for example, how high London went on previous days, where Asian top was, where New York took out the market and stuff like that. So it just gives you an idea of what's going on. This Solana has been deeping. It's been deeping so much. It's concerning. Like, it feels like they know something we don't know, you know? It feels like they know something that we don't know. What's going on here? What's going on here? Where's the screen gone? We are still certainly in a consolidation. Yes, we've got a big fat green candle coming out, but if you pay close attention, all this is still some sort of consolidation. All this is still some sort of consolidation. This could be the money grabber. So this green candle could be looking to entice people to go long. Entice the market to go long, and then, you know, catch them out. So this candle could be enticing them to go long. Yeah, does some sort of manipulation, and then voila, if that makes sense. Because we are still in some sort of downtrend. Because look, We've come all the way from there, all the way down. Let's refresh this page because it's just all over the place. We are still in the New York session. We're waiting for some sort of movements. At the moment, the chart isn't giving us any opportunities, so we have to just sit it out. We are waiting for some price action. We're not presented with any at the moment, so let's go back to the 4 hour. Let's go back to the 4 hours, put things in perspective. At the moment, a green candle is appearing, but if you pay close attention, you would see, if you pay close attention, you would see that we are still in consolidation. We're still in a consolidation. The market is still tight. So I would not be forced into getting involved right now. You don't want to trade in this area. If you're new to trading, you don't want to trade in this area. Most people lose their money right here. Before you can say Jack Robinson, people's money is gone right here. Because they're eager to get into the market. Instead of letting the market come to them, they go to the market. This is not the saying, if the mountain doesn't come to Muhammad, Muhammad should go to the mountain. You try that here in trading, you're finished. You try that here, you're finished. Because right here, we're still in consolidation. Right here, the market makers are deciding on how they're going to take your money. Right here. Do you know that? Right here, the market makers are deciding how are we going to take these people's money. So do you know what they're going to do? They're going to try and present you with something they know you're looking out for. They're going to entice you into the market. They're going to entice you into the market, make you think it's gold. And then you get involved here, thinking the market is going to take out these highs. And then, most likely, the market's going to present you with this there. And then reverse on you, because you're most likely going to get in around here. And if you're going to get in around here, where's going to be your stop loss? If you're getting in around here, where's going to be your stop loss? You're most likely going to put your stop loss beneath this lows right here, beneath this red candle. So right now, the market makers are trying to entice you to give them this, so you can put your stop loss here. So they're going to engineer that move for you. They're going to practically and once your bias has been confirmed, your stop loss goes in place. It knows where your stop loss is. Then it would hunt your stop loss and take your money right here. So you need to be patient in this game. You need to be patient. You need to be patient. So someone asked me on, is that YT? YouTube, yeah. So someone's asked on YouTube, so how do we get into the market? What are we looking for? We are looking for some sort of break of structure, but this is crypto. You can't just go by break of structure, because break of structure could also mean manipulation. Break of structure could also mean, for example, if this candle was to go a little bit higher, that's already a break of structure. If you switch down to the 15 minutes, this is already a break of structure. So let's take it down to the 15 minutes. You see, on the 15 minute, this is already some sort of break of structure, because it's broken out here. Now it's possible this could keep going, but you don't know that. So you need some other confluences and confirmation before you could commit your money into the market. So yes, we've done a break of structure there, but what structure started this whole move is what you should ask yourself. What structure started this whole move? What's the main structure you should be looking out for here? What's the main structure you should be looking to break before you can commit your money in? Because this is a minor structure. What's the main structure you should be looking out for? What's the main structure that broke us down? In order to find that, we're going to switch to the 4-hour chart. We're going to switch to the 4-hour chart to find out the main structure. Now from here, this is the structure you should be paying attention to. This move, because it was this red candle, this Judas candle that took us down. So if we are unable to break this area, then we're most likely going back down. If we're unable to break this area, we're most likely going back down, because this is a minor structure that's just been taken out on a 15-minute candle. But as you can see on a 4-hour 4-hour time frame, it's still in a consolidation, isn't it? You can still see it. All these are still in a tight consolidation. All these are still in a consolidation. So nothing's happened yet, basically. Nothing's changed for you to get involved in the market. Nothing at all has changed. You need some characteristics to change so you can take the market this way. Or you can take the market this way. But from where you are, nothing's happened. Nothing's happened. So we'll keep an eye on Solana. Let's see what Granddaddy is doing. BTC. Let's see what the Granddaddy of all is doing. Hang on a minute, guys. I'm just checking my YouTube comments just to see what people are saying. So someone's telling me to bring them on. I don't know how to do any of those. I'm sorry, guys. This is practically my first TK stream. About bring you on. I'm trying to teach something here, mate. So with Bitcoin, let's take this down to the daily. With Bitcoin, we're right here. And you can see we've come a long way down. You can see we've come a long way down. And possibly gonna... So someone's asking me on YouTube, like, is this the reversal? No, guys. This does not look like a reversal. This right here does not look like a reversal. Why does it not look like a reversal? Let me pull that back again. Look, we've come a long way down. This is retracement. We are retracing into some FVG. We're retracing into an FVG area for the next pull leg down. So this is not a reversal. You know, it goes high. The highest it probably can go is possibly around here. Oopsie. The highest it could go, it's possibly about here, because of that's where there was a lot of action in these areas. Because there's a lot of action in these areas. So that's the highest it possibly can go. If it goes higher than this, then we are in for a double top and possibly a push forward higher. So right now what we're expecting to see Bitcoin do is, you know, expected to see Bitcoin, you know, and then voila, or possibly voila. That's the money, boys. That's the money, girls. That's the money right here. That's the ceiling right here for Bitcoin. That's the ceiling right here. So that's why I find it easier to swing trade rather than day trade. Because when I mean day trade, I mean, like, you know, in and out the same day. It seems easier to wait for the right setup. It's always easier to wait for the right setup. You work too hard for this money. You don't want to give this money away. You know what I mean? You don't want to give them back the money you've been working for. These people are just working hard to take your money. So you want to wait for the right setup. And the right setup would be some sort of reaction in about around these areas. And once you see a rejection, that's your confluence to go. Once you see a rejection, that's your confluence to go. At the moment, we're still retracing. We're still retracing to a fair value gap area. But once you see a rejection in around this area, it's go time. Go, 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 go. That's where the money is made. Because notice something. Notice how this sell-off happened aggressively. Notice. Let me get my pen, guys. Notice how this sell-off right there. That's the money. Notice. Now notice the retracement is zigzag, zigzag, very slow, going up slowly. So you want to position yourself for the next. This is what created that move down. This was the break of structure that fed the people who shorted the market. This break of structure fed those who shorted this market. Now, notice the retracement is very slow, slowly climbing up, which means we are not yet in a reversal. This is not a reversal. We're still being controlled by the sellers. The bears are still in charge. So this could only push up as high as to what started that move down. It cannot go past this. If it does go past this, then you might start looking at a reversal. So you want to position yourself in and around this major candle that initiated this move down. Notice how aggressive that move down was. So the next move down is equally going to be this aggressive. The next move down is going to be, and it happens very quickly. Very quickly. Very quickly that happens. And that could be your bread for the months. That could be your bread for the months, guys. Now let's pull this away. Let's remove all these indicators. Remove drawing. Let's drop this down to the 15-minute chart. Let's drop this down to the 15-minute chart. For those of you who are impatient and looking to get into the market ASAP, let's see if there's any opportunities. Let's see if there's any opportunities. Yep. The only thing I see here could be a possible, just a very short move possibly down there from 77 to 76. So you would want to position around here with a stop loss around here. With a stop loss around here. But it's best to wait for this market to come to you, is because every single 100 counts, every single 50 counts. So if you're going to be going into the market and taking it down, currently where it is now, I would not run that risk. There's not much in it. But if the market was to push back up into this area, and you want to quickly just, you know, make something quick, I would get in here, in about here, with my stop loss about there. So it's quite a tight stop loss. Guys, we're coming to that 40 minutes mark, and I think we're going to end the stream here.